Welcome back to the Lock Around the Clock for Week 2 of the 2016 season. Last week we went 1-3, could have went 2-2, depending on when you got the Kansas City game. If you got it when it fell below 6 points to 5.5, you went 2-2. No biggie. We're going to turn it around. We're going 3-0 this week against the spread on Sunday, and starting with the 1 o'clock lock, we got Detroit at home taking on Tennessee. Marcus Mariota will be able to move the ball against Detroit. They should do a lot better than they did last week against the Vikings in this offense versus offense kind of scenario. Now, Tennessee is getting 5.5 points. Much too many points for either of these teams. Tennessee's defense isn't all that great, but when you look at what Detroit had against the Colts, and they kind of pulled it out towards the end, and Tennessee has a slightly better defense than the Colts. At least they're a little bit better rounded with the running game. Mariota with the passing game should be able to keep up, especially against the poorest defense of Detroit. Look for this game to be another shootout. Look for this game to be a very close one. Field goal at most either way. Take Tennessee plus the 5.5. The 4 o'clock lock, San Diego at home with Jacksonville coming in. Jacksonville is a much better road team than they are kind of at home because they for some reason seem to play better the further away they are, like when they're in London or something. And California is far enough, especially with San Diego, whose offense completely just stalled as soon as Keenan Allen went down last week in Kansas City. That game should have never been at that point anyway. Kansas City was the much better team. But San Diego was able to get going with the offensive combination of Melvin Gordon and Keenan Allen. Once Keenan Allen was gone, that team kind of just came to a screeching halt. They're not going to do much better at home. The defense is really not that good. Where now you have Jacksonville, a team that really kind of went head-to-head, took on head-to-head Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, which is a much better team than San Diego. Even though they're going on the East Coast to West Coast trip, the Jacksonville Jaguars had the better defense, much better defense. And they also have a fully loaded, healthy offense with TJ Yeldon. He should be able to get some yardage in this one, pick it up and start getting him going. Look for Robinson, Hearns. Look for that whole group to just go on fire against the San Diego Chargers. Jacksonville's getting 3 points. Take the Jaguars plus the 3. That's the 4 o'clock lock. On to the 8 o'clock lock. We got to pick one of them. And we're going with the Green Bay game as opposed to the Monday night game. Green Bay, they're playing against the Vikings in Minnesota. Minnesota played well against a somewhat decent, okay, not so great Tennessee team. Scored most of their touchdowns defensively, and that's because they were going against the quarterback in Mariota, not a quarterback in Rodgers. Rodgers has his weapons going. You got another week in with Jordy Nelson. The running game seems to be going well here, which is something that they have an open dimension of passing, running. They can do whatever they want. You got a mobile quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, much like Mariota, but with more weapons. Can stretch the field, move the chains, and wear down the Minnesota defense. Keep them on the field a little longer. I don't feel real comfortable with Minnesota going offensively with Bradford. First game in, not a lot of weapons other than Adrian Peterson, which I think the Packers know about. And he has destroyed the Packers before, but this is a different Packers team. The defense is a little bit more improved. And the Vikings right now with a first-week quarterback and Bradford playing for the first time with the team, well, guess what? They're going to rely on Adrian Peterson. Look for the Packers to get this game going, especially in the second half. They're going to cover 2.5 easily against the Vikings, even on the road. Take the Green Bay Packers minus the 2.5. Until next week when we go 3-0, take it to the book, take it to the bank, and as always, you take it easy.